The 2024 and 2025 season was an unexpected setback for Manchester City. Rodri's season-ending injury early on and Kevin De Bruyne's continuous injury problems caused Pep Guardiola's City system to malfunction constantly. The result was something rarely seen in the Guardiola era. City finished the season without a trophy. Apart from the Community Shield, they achieved no success. They finished third in the Premier League and had a disappointing end to their Champions League and FA Cup campaigns. Following this poor run, the club management decided on a change. Kevin De Bruyne, the star of the team, and Guardiola, was released because his physical performance was dropping. When the transfer market opened, City's goal was clear: rebuild the squad to make Pep's vision sustainable both physically and tactically. 6 key players joined the team. Some of these players will be directly integrated into the team and contribute, while others will be players who will ensure City's dominance over the next 10 years. The upcoming season will determine whether City can climb back to the top with the transfers made toward this goal. Let's take a closer look at these transfers that will form Pep's new squad. Manchester City has spent big many times during transfer windows under Pep Guardiola's management. However, this summer, the strategic intelligence of the moves made stands out more than the money spent. That's because City is no longer just making moves to win today, but also to build the game of tomorrow. The most dangerous moment for empires is when they think they are at the top. Last season, which ended without any trophies, reminded City of this lesson in a bitter way. And now the new transfers have been put in place like pieces of a rebuilding plan, shaped as a result of this reminder. After Ederson, there was a danger of a transition period in goal. To solve this problem, City turned to one of Europe's most prestigious goalkeepers, Gianluigi Donnarumma. The Italian giant, who has been criticized at times at PSG but has consistently proven himself at the national team level, adds a completely different level of confidence to the City goal with his reflexes and the area he covers with his long arms. He might not be as elegant with his feet as Ederson, but he's a professional constantly trying to improve to fit Guardiola's system. In City's long-term plan, Donnarumma will be the embodiment of reliability. Although not as big a name as Donnarumma, James Trafford's transfer is just as meaningful. Trafford, who proved he is a Premier League-level goalkeeper with his performance at Burnley, is actually a name who came through City's academy. This transfer is a reminder of the club's tradition of bringing back their own academy products. While Donnarumma is planned to be the first-choice goalkeeper, Trafford is seen as both a rotation player and a future investment, who could take over the goal completely in the long run. This move shows that the club is not only thinking about today, but also about 10 years from now. For years, Manchester City has failed to find a permanent solution at left-back. Different solutions like Cancelo, Zinchenko, and Ake were tried, but none could provide the quality of a natural left-back for a long time. Rayan Aït-Nouri, who was transferred from Wolves, is exactly the profile to fill this gap. He's a fast, agile player who is effective in attacks but also doesn't lose his defensive position. What makes him different is his dribbling ability. Being a left-back who isn't afraid to get to the byline in the opponent's half and who cuts inside to look for a shot will enrich City's wing variations. Participation in build-up play from the left-back position is crucial in Guardiola's system. If Aït-Nouri develops in this area, he could solve a problem City has had for years. Tijjani Reijnders. He truly made his mark on the midfield last season at Milan. With 15 goal contributions, he proved he is not just a hard-working midfielder, but also a player who directly influences the attack. Reijnders, transferred by City, could be the bridge player of the post-Kevin De Bruyne era in Pep's hands, because he is a versatile midfielder who can both carry the ball forward and make runs into the penalty box. What makes him special isn't just his physical endurance, but also his game-reading ability. In a team like City that centers its passing game, Reijnders will be the balance element who can win the ball during pressing moments and launch quick attacks. He'll lighten the load on Rodri, and in some matches he might even get ahead of Rodri to set the team's tempo. Young star candidate Rayan Cherki, brought from France, is perhaps the most exciting move of this transfer window. Cherki, who came through the Lyon Academy and is often compared to Zidane for his game vision, will add creativity and intuition to City's attack. His biggest strength on the pitch is being unpredictable. In an instant, he can beat his opponent one-on-one, unlock a tight defense, or create a goal-scoring opportunity for a teammate with an unexpected pass. Although Cherki may seem like a rotation player in the City squad at first, once he adapts to Pep's system, he could become one of the team's key creative players. Nypan, one of Norway's rising football stars, may not have made as much noise in the media as Donnarumma or Reijnders, but he has a special place in City's long-term plan. Despite his young age, he stands out with his maturity on the pitch, his passing choices, and his football IQ. If he continues to develop under Guardiola, he could become a regular City player in the midfield within the next few years. This transfer is clear proof that the club is not only thinking about today but also about 5 years from now. When we look at Manchester City's 2025 summer transfer window, one common theme stands out: a long-term strategy. Confidence in goal with Donnarumma, creativity and energy in midfield with Reijnders and Cherki, dynamism on the left wing with Aït-Nouri, investment in the future with Trafford and Nypan. This time City transferred not just now but also tomorrow. That's why it can be said that this summer was not just a transfer window for City. It was a signature for the future. Let's take a closer look at City's new season starting 11 and player roles based on the new transfers. Manchester City's probable starting 11 for the 2025 and 2026 season contains both innovation and stability. Guardiola continues to push the boundaries of the game with young and new transfers while maintaining the team's backbone. Here is a detailed player-by-player analysis of this 11. One of City's most sensational transfers this summer, Donnarumma is an almost impenetrable wall on the goal line. Although he was criticized at times at PSG, he has repeatedly proven what a great goalkeeper he is in tournaments with the Italy national team. His reflexes, dominance over goal line, and physical advantage will add great confidence to the City defense. He still needs improvement in the footwork that Guardiola expects from goalkeepers, but thanks to his game intelligence and composure, he will play a key role in City's new era. His presence will also allow City's defense to push forward with higher risk. The Portuguese player is one of the biggest sources of dynamism in the City midfield. Matheus Nunes's playing style, tempo, and vertical runs take City's game out of monotony. Guardiola likes to use him in a hybrid role in the right-back area or midfield. In other words, he is the wild card on the pitch. When he joins the attack, he becomes an extra passing option. In defense, he acts as a shield, pressing the opposition wingers. This quality of Nunes is very valuable in making City unpredictable for opponents. Ruben Dias, the leader of City's defense. He is one of the most critical parts of the team's backbone with both his positional awareness and physical strength. It's not easy to constantly push the defensive line forward in Guardiola's risky game plan, but thanks to Dias's leadership, City's defense can show this courage. His vision, dominance in aerial balls, and being a goal threat in set pieces makes Dias indispensable. In the 2025 and 2026 season, he will be the most important figure along with Donnarumma in creating a sense of assurance in the defense. The Uzbek center-back Kusanov, who shone at Lens and came to City at just 21, is one of the young players Guardiola cherishes most. Being left-footed gives him a huge advantage when building play from the back. With his calm personality, suitability for a passing game, and toughness in one-on-one duels, he could be an ideal complement to Dias. This season will be his adaptation period to the high tempo of the Premier League, but his potential is so high that he could become a regular in the City defense within a few years. Brought to solve the problem City has had at left-back for years, Aït-Nouri has qualities very rarely seen in modern football. He can make fast attacking runs down the line and also contribute to build-up play by cutting inside. The development he showed at Wolves caught City's attention, and now he'll have a chance to move up a level under Pep. What makes him different isn't just his attacking contribution, but also his defensive concentration. Being effective in one-on-ones against the toughest wingers in the Premier League will provide a big advantage for City. Rodri, the heart of City's game plan. Without Rodri, City's structure and chemistry breaks down. A maestro who both protects the defense and starts attacks. A leader who constantly controls the game, breaks opponent pressing, and steps up in critical moments. In the 2025-2026 season, he will continue to be Guardiola's extension on the field. Rodri, who sets the team's tempo, adjusts the pass speed, and unlocks the game with shots from outside the box when needed, is not just a midfielder for City, he is an insurance of the game. Nico Gonzalez, transferred from Porto, adds a different color to the City's midfield. With his creative passes, technical skills, and constant attacking mindset, he offers a completely different profile next to Rodri. His habit of playing vertically with the ball and his ability to find solutions in tight spaces are very valuable for Guardiola. He might be a rotation player at first, but he could be one of the most critical names City will bring on when the game gets stuck. Nico will try to prove himself at City as a midfielder who blends creativity with energy. Becoming one of Europe's most complete midfielders with his breakthrough at Milan, Reijnders is truly a future investment for City. His contribution to the score and playing with high energy in both directions of the game makes him the cornerstone of the post-De Bruyne era. He will both build connections and make finishing contributions in Guardiola's attacking organizations. If he proves himself in a City shirt this season, he could start being mentioned as one of the world's best midfielders. Oscar Bob, one of the biggest breakthroughs from the City Academy. Although he got limited playing time last season, he proved he was a Guardiola player whenever he was on the pitch. He is a player who can find solutions in tight spaces on the wing, constantly thinks about the game, and immediately presses when he loses the ball. This season could be a breakthrough year for Bob, similar to Palmer's breakthrough at Chelsea. Pep's trust in him has increased the fans' expectations. When Bob finds free space on the wing, he has the talent to change the course of a match all by himself. Not much needs to be said about Haaland. He is the biggest goal threat in the Premier League. With his physical strength, timing of runs, and finishing, he will continue to be the nightmare of opposition defenses. However, the real issue for Haaland this season isn't just the number of goals, it's becoming even more integrated into Guardiola's system. Playing behind creative players like Reijnders, Bob, and Marmoush will allow him to find more opportunities in the penalty area. City's entire game plan will continue to be built around this giant Norwegian who will provide the final touch. Omar Marmoush. The Egyptian forward brought in from Eintracht Frankfurt was a surprise move for City, but Pep is very good at using this type of player. Marmoush's most important quality is his versatility. He can play on the wing, behind the striker, and even as a second forward when needed. With his explosive speed, vertical runs, and energy, he is a player who can disrupt the balance of opposing defenses. His role at City could be to come on as a substitute to increase the tempo and wear down the opposition. But if he develops properly, he could become one of City's most valuable surprise weapons. Looking at this 11, City's strengths are clear. The balance created by Rodri, Dias's leadership, Haaland's goal-scoring guarantee, and Donnarumma's reassuring presence. On the other hand, this season will be a big test for young players like Kusanov and Marmoush. City's success throughout the season will depend on how quickly these new pieces integrate into the system. Manchester City's summer of 2025 witnessed a sensational transfer period that will go down in Premier League history. Bringing in a giant name like Gianluigi Donnarumma, strengthening the midfield with Reijnders, and finally solving the long-standing left-back problem with Aït-Nouri. These moves didn't just create headlines, they were strategic touches that shaped the club's future. Of course, all these transfers came at a cost. The City management spent hundreds of millions of pounds again. But this time, the spending was not just about collecting stars with money, it was a sign of a planned, long-term, and system-oriented investment. The development of these young and hungry players in Guardiola's hands will also determine the club's future in Europe. For the fans, the expectation is very clear: to win the Premier League and Champions League again after a season without a trophy. But this year's City team looks like a team that is building not only for today, but also for the next 10 years. Perhaps the biggest question of the season will be this: can City manage to reflect both the pressure of sensational transfers and the discipline required by Guardiola's system on the pitch at the same time? If the answer is yes, the 2025 and 2026 season could be not only a year of return, but also the beginning of a new City dynasty that will make its mark on football history. So, what do you think? Can City win the championship with their new squad this year? Will the new transfers be able to adapt to Pep's game? Leave your comments below. And if you liked this analysis video, don't forget to like and subscribe.